Do you know what's insane? 99% of people watching this video will never become a profitable crypto trader, but it's not your fault. This game is rigged. Most of us, most of you watching this video are just exit liquidity to the whales. The sooner you understand the truths behind this market and how heavily it's manipulated, the quicker you're going to get a reality check of whether you actually have the fortitude to play this game or whether you should just leave this for somebody else. The fact of the matter is the majority of us sit here trading patterns on a chart thinking we know how to trade when really there's big sophisticated players sat here in Dubai smiling every time your stop loss gets hit. Look, we have to be honest with ourselves. In no other profession, in no other industry, do people just wake up and think they're going to become a professional. Do you wake up thinking you're going to become a professional surgeon, brain surgeon overnight? No. But for some reason, people feel entitled. They feel entitled that they can just step into crypto, watch a couple of YouTube videos, and suddenly they think they're going to beat the big billion-dollar market makers. We need a reality check, guys. I've been trading since I was a kid. Since a kid, I've worked in traditional finance. And yet even now, when I trade alone, away from a bank, away from a hedge fund, when I'm trading as a retail guy, it is tough. It is tough. We do not have access to the data that these guys have. We don't have access to the speed at which these guys have. They see our data. They know how to move and hit our stop losses. They've got the funds to do so. And we are fighting against a very uphill battle. If you've been following the saga with James Wynn and his trades over on Hyperliquid, I've done a video on that which you guys can go watch as well. This system is rigged. Yes, there's nothing new about it. I've come from traditional finance. I was trading there too. It's rigged there too. Now you've got two options. You can sit, you can cry about it, or you can decide that, hang on, I understand the rules of the game and I just need to be better than everybody else, just like a boxing match, just like a football match. Okay, fine, they know something I don't know. How can I compete? Can I compete? And if I don't have the resources to compete or the know-how to compete, the best thing in your interest is to stay away from the trading game. Invest, buy and hold long-term. You don't have to sit there trading, getting liquidated, getting yourself wrecked when you don't have the resources to compete effectively. Look, we need to understand something. Whales, market makers, exchanges, they create the pumps and the dumps in the market. How long have I been speaking about this for on this channel? When you enter a trade with your stop loss and you're taking a long position or you're taking a short position, they see exactly where your liquidation volume sits and they move the market accordingly. Every time you get liquidated, somebody is sat in a nice tower in a fancy office smiling because you drew a few triangles and thought that you could suddenly become the next big crypto trader. Come on, let's have a reality check. In no other industry would you do that. Why are you doing that in crypto? The people who are going to exceed and do well in crypto are those that respect the rule of the game. They don't enter in the lion's den and just have no humility. They go, hang on, I need to study. I need to study much more than these guys. I need to be more alert than these guys. I need to try to get some of the data these guys have, and you play them at their own game. That's your only chance of winning. You have to understand. In the trading market, not long-term hold, in the trading market of crypto, it's a zero-sum game. For you to win, somebody else has lost. For them to win, you have lost. Okay, it's a zero-sum game. Now, in the long-term hold, you can hold as a long-term investor, and that's fine, right? You can have a belief system that the market cap of Bitcoin is going to grow, and therefore you're going to make money by the whole market cap of Bitcoin growing, and therefore you're fine. It's not necessarily a zero-sum game. But when you're trading, you're beating someone. You've got an opponent. They may be invisible, but they're sat there taking your liquidations out. They're wiping you out. They're manipulating the market. They're moving the market. Every breakout you chase is engineered. How many times have you seen that triangle, that perfect triangle which we talk about? And I particularly warn you guys on this channel, guys, it's going to break out, but it's going to fake out. It's going to fake out. Why? Because it's too obvious a pattern. If all of you guys are sitting there watching my video, which is free, and everybody can see this obvious breakout, do you think the market makers can't see it? Really, for a second? So they're going to take out that liquidation fodder, and you want to buy either on the retest or you wait for the cascading liquidations and buy on the next movement up. How many times have we gone through that? You've got to be a little bit nuanced in your approach, right? You've got to be experienced. Let me give you a metaphor for those of you who have done any combat sports. I mean, obviously, I used to do some boxing, so I'm going to use this metaphor, right? When you're in a boxing ring, an amateur boxer will go, oh, look, I know how to throw a jab. I do this and I throw a jab. I do this and I throw a right hand. Now, if I take you with that limited knowledge and I put you in the ring with somebody who knows what they're doing, how are you going to get on? Not very well. The very basics are you knowing how to take a long position, take a short position, ascending triangle, descending triangle, head and shoulders pattern. This is the basics. It's like you saying you know how to throw a jab. Now, what makes a sophisticated boxer? He's going to lure you into movements. He's going to set traps. He's going to make you throw your jab because he's going to counter you with the right hand. He's going to make you throw to the body so he can pivot around and hook you to the head. Right? This is the game in trading. It's not that you just spotted a basic triangle. Whoopee-doo, you're so smart. You drew a triangle on your screen. Let me clap for you. You're going to become 100 millionaire. Of course you are. Come on. Well, you need to be in that top 1%. In that top 1% is somebody who's studying the market, reading the market time and time again, understanding how market makers move, understanding how they try to position to liquidate you guys. You've got to understand the rules of the game. TA doesn't protect you, but it doesn't protect you, right? They bait you with the exact TA. The indicators, they're lagging most of the time. Most of you guys have a free TradingView account which you're using. They've got much more sophisticated stuff, right? The game isn't fair. It's predatory. And you're not the hunter. You're being hunted. The sooner you understand that and you put that bounty on your head to say, hang on, every time I open a trade, no matter how small or how big, I am a target for market makers who want to wipe us out, you're going to start thinking a little bit smarter. And if you're not ready to do that, please don't enter this market. Right? This market is not for you because, frankly speaking, this crypto industry, unlike any other industry I've ever seen, has zero accountability. Somebody buys an altcoin, it doesn't go up, they cry. Somebody gets into a trade, they get liquidated, it's somebody else's fault. Everything else is somebody else's fault. It's a YouTuber's fault, it's a TikToker's fault, it's a government support, it's Trump's support. Why is it not your fault? Why is it not your fault that you got wrecked? Why is it not your fault that you haven't leveled up? Why isn't it your fault that you're not as sophisticated as the market makers, therefore don't go against them with a 40x leverage trade? It's not that they're out to go and get you, it's just capitalism. They want to liquidate you because they want to take your money. Simple as that. Just like you're taking the position to make money, they're taking the opposite position to make money. I mean, people don't understand the extent to which these big boys have created sophisticated, quantitative, algorithmically backed robots just to wipe you out. They're looking for arbitrages. They're looking for inefficiencies. They're putting spoof orders into the order books. They're manipulating you out of your positions. They're scaring you. Right? This happens day to day in crypto. It's unregulated. They're there to wipe you out, and you don't even know this is going on. They're market making. They can see where your orders are coming. They're putting attack orders in. They're putting up sell walls to scare you. They're putting up buy walls with spoof orders. This is just the game. This is the game of how they will go and hunt your stop losses, right? You talk about slippage and not catching an entry. How many times have you heard a trader say, I didn't catch my entry on that trade? You weren't supposed to, buddy. They weren't going to let you. They knew exactly where you wanted to enter, and they moved the price before you could, effectively taking your slippage. If you haven't done research into MEV bots, go read into MEV bots. Right? Any opportunity that's out there, there's sophisticated people with backing, with money, there to take that money. So if you just amble in on a random morning in the 1 hour you've allocated to trading, and you think you're going to beat these guys, hopefully this is a reality check for you. It's not that easy. The reality is, these market makers, they don't care about fundamentals. They don't care about, your technical analysis, even though they watch it. They definitely watch the technical analysis. They front run the narratives before you even hear them. And that's on the non-technical side. You're talking about an altcoin, which you're like, oh my God, I found this altcoin gem. All the big players were well in already. Anybody who's going to make money, they were in already. How many times have I heard, I won't name a specific altcoin, but how many times have I heard someone say, I got in an altcoin at, 50 cents. I've done really, really good. Bro, you know all the VCs got in at like 0.1 cent in huge size? Do you know even then after that, influencers got in at a better price and all the exchanges got a really good price and then all these other people in the know have got a really good price and you're talking about your 50 cents? Come on, let's not be naive to how this game is played. Also, don't be naive to this happening in the traditional market as well. This is business. This is the world of business. And hopefully if a youngster is watching this video, hopefully this resonates with you because I just want to tell you the truth. There's too much entitlement going on in this space. There's too much, naivety in terms of I'm just going to wake up and be this amazing trader overnight. It's not easy. You think you're trading. The reality is in most situations, you're the one being traded. You're the prey. You're being hunted. You are the exit liquidity.